Okay, so this is a quick helper video on the Pig Latin exercise. In this video, I'm going to discuss just kind of the splicing and dicing of a word to get it into its Pig Latin equivalent. There's no array in this example, like there are parallel arrays in the homework assignments. So you won't use this code exactly, but as far as like the cutting up the words, this is the technique that you will use. So let's take a look here. I have a word that I placed into a variable called word. I put the word lamp in there. Now the Pig Latin equivalent is ample, okay? So we know that to get a Pig Latin equivalent of a word, we would take the first character off of that and then add it with an AY at the end. Okay, so it's like you're taking the first character, moving it to the end, and then appending an AY. All right, so let's see how we can do that through code. I think the first thing I'll do is just isolate that first character. Okay, so I know I'm going to have to tack that onto the end. So the first character, we can use the getSubtext method. Okay, so this is the text object. It comes with this getSubtext method, which allows us to isolate a part of a string from a bigger string. And the part of the string here is just that first character. So the arguments required here are simply what's the text in question. I can show you this over here. What's the text in question? Where are we starting the cut? And how many characters are we taking? Okay, so the text in question is the word. Okay, now look, in your homework assignment, you're going to be doing this within a loop, you know, in the context of arrays. So you would have something like this, all right? But for this tutorial, we just have the one variable with the word lamp in it, okay? So anyway, we have the word, and then I'm starting the cut at the first character, position 1. Remember that a string is numbered, okay? So this one is numbered 1 through 4 because there are 4 characters. So I'm starting at position 1, and then I'm taking just one character. So that'll allow me to isolate the first character, okay? Now for the rest of the word, I want to isolate that as well. So you know what, let me put my, maybe up here, I'm going to put a comment here. So I've isolated the first character, okay? And so I'm just getting the various parts. And I know from there I'll need to isolate the rest of the word, whatever that may be, in this case the AMP in lamp. So we can use, so I have a new variable called rest of word, all right? And this is the getSubtext to end method, okay? It's kind of like getSubtext, except it'll just zip right through to the end. You give it a starting position and it zips through to the end, which is great in this case. So I'm saying, okay, look in that word variable again. Start at position 2, the second character. We're not interested in the first character. He was cut off already. And then it'll just zip through to the end, and that'll give us the AMP. Okay, so the AMP goes into rest of word. You know what, I think I'll put this here. So that gave us the L. It isolated the L in the first char variable. And then rest of word, we've isolated the AMP. Okay, and now we're home free. We're going to put, I have a new variable called Pig Latin. Now look, again, in the homework, you're going to be doing this within the context of arrays. So you would have something like this, okay? You're putting your answer into a parallel array. We're not doing that in this example, but in the homework, you're going to have to contend with arrays and like do this within a loop. But now it's really just a matter of putting it all together. We add up the rest of the word, and then the first character, and then we tack on an AY at the end, and now we have our Pig Latin equivalent. So I'll just go ahead and run that just to make sure it's working, and you can see there's our Pig Latin version of the word lamp.